And there's this very tragedy being reported on the Volta Lake, and it says 5 children reportedly have drowned as a boat carrying 60 persons capsized on the Volta Lake on Sunday.
According to an eyewitness, the boat, which was carrying passengers from Nantukopa to Yeji, hit a tree stump in the middle of the journey and capsized. The rescue team managed to save a number of passengers, but the children drowned before help came. Their bodies have been retrieved from the river.
I will try as much as possible to link up with correspondents in that part of the country and bring you the latest update. But this is what we have. 2 people have also been shot and killed in what is suspected to be a chieftaincy dispute between the people of Kapaba and Kalampur in the Gonja East district of the Northern Region.
A man believed to be in his 40s and only identified as Fuseni was shot Sunday afternoon after exchange of gunfire between the people of Kafaba and Kalampur. The people of Kakoshi, a clan from Kafaba, had reportedly attacked the people of Kalampur in retaliation for the shooting of a teen in Kafaba on Saturday. Fuseni, also from Kafaba, was allegedly hit by a bullet and died instantly during the clash. Gunmen believed to be residents of Kalampur shot and killed a person and injured 16 others who were watching the UEFA Champions League final between Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid in Kafaba on Saturday. There have been a long-standing chieftaincy dispute over who is the rightful ruler of the Kafaba and Kalampur traditional area, with people of the Kalampur contesting the kinship of their overlord.
The popular Trotro Apps Challenge, organized by the Meltwater Entrepreneurial School of Technology, has ended.
The program, titled the Accra Trotro Apps Challenge, brought together members of both the public transport sector and tech ecosystem together to develop solutions that can improve mobility in Accra.
With a current population of about 4 million and more than 1 million people commuting to the city for various socio-economic activities, Accra is faced with a significant public transport and mobility challenge. The AMA, through its Department of Transport and in partnership with the AFD, gathered Trotro data on over 300 active routes and hundreds of stops.
If you are able to have a lot of data at your fingertips, you are also able to quickly take decisions. And this is very important for us, so that somebody who may never have information on passenger transport services available to him, now can have access to that kind of information. It makes life easier and movement also that easy.
At the Trotro Apps Challenge, for the first time ever, the data was given to technology innovators to come up with exciting app ideas in the field of mobility.
There's a difficulty in identifying the exact bus stop to get off, even if you know the name. You've been told, okay, go to Mest, but then you've been told, okay, when you take a Trotro, get off here, but you don't know the bus stop. You've never seen the bus stop before.
People saying it gets wild when you see a mate is fighting with a passenger. It's wild, but what is a problem? We shouldn't just look at it as something amazing or something social, but it's a problem.
That's the location or the bus stop or route. But then, because it's on that application and we have a real-time update from other people that are also in the traffic, so they get to actually go through.
What we want to do is create more efficiency, create more convenience, and make transportation safer in Accra.
After 24 hours of brainstorming and coding, the jury selected the team with the most viable app as the winner of the competition.
What we did was engage Trotros, private users, taxis, and the people that are on the end point. I'm talking about the driver, conductors, and the GPRTU heads. These are all people that we don't really consider We don't really think that they have a say, but they are the most powerful people. They sit there, they don't even have smartphones, they have pens and papers, and they are making transportation work across the city. If you introduce technology to them, if you give them a platform to make a change, they'll transform the city, as well as individual people that use the platform. So that's why we won, because we engage everyone that's involved in transportation. It's good, not just because you won it, but because you knew that the competition was so good, and you had to present something really out of this world to be able to win. And I'm glad that the judges thought that we did that. But yeah, there were a lot of really good products in there.
That's really a good way to go. Technology is the best way to develop mini societies. And I love it. Yeah. I love it. I'll call him up and see what we can do together. But the Bono Afo Regional Chairman of the Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, Joseph Krampa, says the association is in solidarity with any qualified nurse who is demanding being employed by government.
He further said the call by the Ghana Nurses and Midwife Trainees Association that government should implement their service allowance is in the right direction. Joseph Krampa was speaking to Joy News' Nesta Kafui Ajoma at the sidelines of this year's Nurses Week celebration at Winchi in the Bono Ahafo region.
We all know the reasons why people go to school. Some of them you are bonded. When they finish, you employ them. But the size of the people that are being churned out by the schools, looking at the schools that are dotted, throughout the country, is churning out people who perhaps are more than what the government can absorb. Yeah, we don't have a stand with it. You are going to pay. But the question is, if you know that you have a quota you can actually employ, why still allow this massive turnout of students who have just qualified, the nurses and midwives? So we want him to know that it's a right for the nurses and the midwives who have completed to be employed. What was the bonding for? It is not that they are turning around, oh, from this year 2018 going 2017, we will not bond in it. Those that have been bonded. What are you doing with them? We are petitioning him. And what this is that we are in solidarity with anybody, any qualified nurse who passed through the Council of Nurses and Midwifery Council to be employed. And we stand by that. We cannot actually compromise with that.
Joseph Krampa appealed to policymakers to consult their national executives and health experts when policies concerning health workers are being developed. Addressing a gathering of nurses, Bono Afo Regional Chief Nursing Officer Cordelia Yeboah-Jaba stated that nurses and midwives form about 68% of the total workforce in the health sector. These nurses and midwives, she noted, have made significant contributions, especially child survival. Cordelia Yeboah-Jaba advised the nurses and midwives to be dedicated and committed to their core duties, irrespective of the challenges confronting them.
It behoves on you and I to be dedicated to the work, be committed, and with much discipline, may we achieve our aim of health for all. And for that matter, the people's health should be our concern. If we say your health our concern, sometimes we are tempted to say that our health is not our concern, but we are included in the all. Your health is our concern. You can be the client today, another person can be the client tomorrow.
Nesta Kafui Ajoma's report.
A senior lecturer at the University of Ghana School of Law, Dr. Raymond Atuguba, says elections can be run with a register that is not credible and accurate. Dr. Atuguba argues that the constitutionality and voidness or otherwise of an electoral roll should be of concern and not its accuracy and credibility. Dr. Atuguba made these comments on Joy FM and Joy News' analysis program Newsfile on a judgment of the Supreme Court on the voters' register, which has deeply divided the nation.
You agree first that they said that the continued presence of those names on the register rendered the register not reasonably accurate or credible. You agree? They made that declaration.
But sufficient and constitutional.
Right. But they said to the extent, to the extent that those names, people who registered with NHIS cards, who had been declared unconstitutional, the cards which have been declared unconstitutional earlier, their continued presence on the register rendered the register not reasonably accurate and not reasonably and not credible. You agree that they made that point?
Samson.
Now?
No, Samson, wait.
Yes.
As lawyers, we are not politicians interested in credibility and accuracy. Politicians are interested in the credibility and accuracy of the voters' register. In this legal analysis, we are interested in the constitutionality and voidness of the register. These two are different.
But they started from a point to a point.
Yes. Samson, the elections can be run on a register that is not credible and that is not accurate.
Seriously?
In fact, 99% of registers all over the world, as John Benjamin has told us, are not credible and not accurate. It is impossible to register millions and millions of voters and get an accurate register.
The ultimate orders of the Supreme Court were needless.
That is why you have to distinguish between credibility and accuracy, which is a hope, a wish, an aspiration we work towards.
If I can get you to directly respond to that.
Constitutionality and voidness. And this is again another big misconception in the analysis. The Supreme Court said the voters' register is not credible and not accurate. But they refused to say that that non-credibility and non-accuracy made the register unconstitutional and void.
Well, so we have to now have a revisit of a story we showed to you. Actually, a second story, because we would want to have a lot more updates from the police command of the Northern region.
Hello, sir. Okay, so let me bring you that story first before we do the interview. 2 people have been shot and killed in what is suspected to be a chieftaincy dispute between the people of Kafaba and Kalampur in the Gonja East District in the Northern region. And ASP Ebenezer Tete is on the line to give us more on that. Hello, good morning, sir. Thanks for your time. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Good morning and thanks for your time.
Good morning.
What is the latest update on this story?
Thank you very much for the opportunity. First of all, let me just set the record straight. I just listened to the radio version of the news, and they are claiming that 8 people are dead. And currently, you are also saying that 2 are dead. So I don't know where the information is coming from. Officially, what I can tell you is that one Salam Abubakari, a 3.5-year-old boy, is the one who is officially on police record to have passed on. We have taken the opportunity to perform a post-mortem on the body, and the body has been released with the family to be buried in accordance with Islamic tradition. So we have professionally executed our job, and whoever is saying that another person is dead, officially, we cannot confirm, because in situations of this nature, persons who die, their body is not supposed to be retrieved by the police, and the necessary thing is done. So that is why, in the case of Salam Abubakari, we took the body and we did the post-mortem, and same was released to the family to be buried in accordance with Islamic tradition. So the number of casualties as at yesterday and even this morning, it is not 8, it is not 2, but 1. And the name of the person who is dead is Salam Abubakari. So that is the records I want to set straight.
Okay, thanks for the clarification. But what about those who were injured? Is that statistic correct, what we are reporting?
Yes, the injured persons, as at now, stands at 16. And out of the 16, 6 of them are at the Tamale Teaching Hospital as we speak currently. They are receiving treatment. Their injuries were quite serious, so they were quickly transferred to the Tamale Teaching Hospital, and they are on admission at the Tamale Teaching Hospital. I personally took the pains to visit those on admission there yesterday. So the number at the Tamale Teaching Hospital, again, it's not 7, as was reported by the radio version, but 6. 10 of the 16 are in Salaga receiving treatment as we speak now.
Okay, lastly, ASP, have we made any arrests? Have you made any arrests in relation to this story?
The incident we are talking about happened in the wee hours of the night. The place was very, very dark. The persons who were at the receiving end themselves are telling us that they could not identify the assailants. They shot sporadically and fled into the bush, some into a waiting vehicle and fled. So as we speak now, we have not identified the assailants, those who came to Kafaba town and shot at the people who were gathered at an open place, and some who were also watching the UEFA Champions League match on Saturday. So for now, we have not picked anybody yet. But as we are receiving information, as we are following up leads, we hope to get some suspects arrested.
Thank you very much, ASP Ebenezer Tetteh, for your time. That was ASP Ebenezer Tetteh, Northern Regional Police PRO, giving us some updates on that very incident that happened at Kafalba. That'll be it for the news. When we come back, we'll be bringing you what's on the front pages and the back pages of the newspapers.
Do stay on. We'll be right back.